is a Medium publication? Short answer is a very simple one. A Medium publication is a collection of themed articles all about one topic. It can be from a single author or it can be from multiple authors. Anybody can create a publication as long as they're a paying Medium member. The theme can be anything. It can be cats, it can be AI, it can be anything you like. That's the short answer. If you're interested in the longer answer, let's get into that video right now. My name is Zulie Intro. I am a content creator, cat mom, and I make videos all about how to grow your blogging empire. I have in the past been called the Medium Lady or the Medium Queen. And while I didn't originate those nicknames, I don't reject them. Number one, how do you submit a story to a Medium publication? There are 2 steps to submitting a story to a Medium publication. First, you have to be added as an author. Second, you have to submit the story to the publication. Let's walk through each of those steps because I know that can be a little bit confusing. To be added as an author, basically it has to be the publication on their backend saying, we want to have writer Zulie, we want to add her to the list of people who are allowed to submit stories to our publication. That's something that they have to do. Every publication has a slightly different way of handling this. Some publications require an article in advance to make sure that you can write to their standards. Others just want you to leave a comment on an article. The best way to find out how to get accepted as a writer at that publication is to Google submission guidelines and the name of that publication. Good publications that are welcome to new writers pretty much always make it obvious how to be accepted as a writer or how to submit to become a writer. So the ones that don't have that information probably are intentionally not looking for new writers at this time. Once you've been accepted as a writer at a publication and you've got your draft ready to submit, you want to submit your draft to that publication. Go to that draft in your Medium folder, go to the top right, you'll see 3 little dots. Hit those 3 dots, you'll see add to publication. Scroll down that list until you find the publication you want to select. Hit select and continue. Take this moment to revise their guidelines and make sure that you're just really nailing everything that they need to see from you. Heading, picture, formatting, anything like that, and then hit submit. You'll have the option to add tags, to edit the image that you want to be your header image, and then press submit again to the publication and you're off. At this point, it is in the publication editor's hands. Most publications get back to you at the outside within a week, normally within 24 to 48 hours. If it's been a week and you haven't heard back, it's normally safe to assume that your article has not been accepted. Then it's time to try again. I told you I was a cat mom. I think that there are 2 main pros to submitting to publications on Medium. They're a really, really good springboard for beginners who don't have any followers yet. They avoid you having to niche. So it's those 2 pros. What do you think, Astrid? Do you have any thoughts? She agrees. Why are publications so good for beginners? Well, let's have a little thought experiment. Let's say your name is Astrid Rain, and you're a brand new blogger on Medium and you don't have any followers yet. Of course, you're brand new. But you want to make sure that your story gets at least some readers, otherwise you're just publishing into the void and that's not really any fun for anybody. You have to hope that the algorithm is magically going to catch it or you hit on SEO. When you're a beginner, neither of those things is likely to happen. So how do you get views? The answer, of course, is publications. You can publish your story to a base of dedicated readers who have already proven they're interested in this topic because they chose to follow that publication. And then once they read your article and they like it, they'll follow you as well. So lo and behold, even as a complete beginner on Medium with 0 followers, you can still get some views and some claps on your article as a beginner on Medium if you submit to publications. Now, how do publications help you avoid niching? So I have some complicated feelings on niching. I don't like to niche. I've got a lot of different things to say and I hate feeling constrained in any one lane. That's why I love Medium and that's why I love publications. Publications act as a niche for me. So let's say you're a reader of mine and you like it when I write about freelancing. You don't like it so much when I write about cats. Who can blame you? What is there to say about cats? They're great. Okay, I'm done. Now, when I publish in a publication like Started Up, that lets me write about freelancing, it lets me write about building my business, it lets me write about entrepreneurship. You can follow me, you can follow the Started Up and get only stories that are interesting to you. When I publish in a publication like Katniss, which you don't follow, I can reach readers that are more interested in my cat articles. This means that there's just a higher chance of readers who are interested in the topic of your article finding your story and enjoying it. Now let's get into the cons. Why not? Why not? This all sounds great, right? So why not publish with a publication on Medium? There's one main reason, and it's that you give up control. You can't control whether or not your article gets accepted. You can't control when they're going to publish it. You can't control if they say, hey, we like your article, but we need you to take off your call to action. You can't control the formatting of the publication. You can't control the branding. You just have to find a good home for your story and hope that it's a good fit. Editors have changed my title without permission. They've removed calls to action. These are all things that they're entitled to do. It's their publication. They're giving me a platform for my voice. They're entitled to do this, but it's still a con. It's still a trade-off. When I publish with publications, I'm using their platform, but in exchange, I'm giving up a bit of my voice. Now, two things I want to note. You do not give up any money. So there's a misconception on Medium of that when you publish with publications, publication owners take a cut. I think this came because it was true back in like 2017. That was 6 years ago. That's not true today. When you publish with a publication on Medium, you earn 100% of the money that you earn. They don't take a single penny of that. Number two, you don't give up any ownership. This is another thing that, of course, writers are worried about. Our words are all we have. When you publish on a publication, your work is still your work is still your work. You retain all the rights to that in perpetuity. It's still your work. You haven't given up any ownership or like copyright or anything by publishing with a publication. It's still yours. Well, how do Medium publication owners make money? So as I said earlier, they don't make money from your story. They make money from their brand. Medium doesn't pay them. They don't take a cut. The only way they have to make money is by building a platform and selling stuff on it. And I also want to caveat that most publication owners don't earn very much money at all. They're doing this because they love the craft. They are committed to their readers, they're committed to their writers, and they're committed to their publication. Most publication owners that I know are overworked and underpaid. This is a call to you to be grateful to publication editors everywhere because they do the Lord's work in making sure that Medium and the internet is a great place to hang out and read. Okay, off my soapbox. Here are how publication owners can make money. They can choose to grow their publication very, very big. Once their publication is big, that means that when they publish their own articles, they have a bigger platform to publish to. So for example, Justin Cox, the editor of The Writing Cooperative, has, I don't know how many followers, I'll paste it here. The Writing Cooperative has many, many, many more followers than that, which I'll paste here. So Justin has grown a truly tremendous publication, the premier voice about writing on Medium, and I think on the internet in a large part. Now, when he publishes on the Writing Cooperative, he has a much bigger platform than he would if he just published on his own. They can also use that platform to solicit donations, make sales, or sell affiliate links. So the Writing Cooperative, as an example, has a Substack. To recap, many, many, many publication editors never see so much as a penny for their efforts on creating a publication. They're doing this because they love the work and they're good at it, and I respect them tremendously for that. As of this filming, the first step in creating a Medium publication is that you have to be a Medium member. You have to pay $5 a month to Medium. You get to read unlimited stories, and an extra bonus is you now get to create publications. There are a lot of benefits to creating a publication on Medium. I'll just name two of the most important ones. As wide as Medium is, there are some publications that just don't exist yet. There's a gap in the market for publications. So for example, AI happened like a tidal wave. It caught a lot of us off guard, but Thomas Smith saw a gap. There weren't any publications that were just about AI. He decided to create his own publication. So he was just able to move fast and take advantage of that gap. Number two, you can create a separate platform, much like Justin Cox did, for stories that just aren't a good fit for publications anywhere else, or maybe just for your own stories. This is what I personally have done with Zulie Writes, my Medium publication. Whenever I have a story that I don't want to self-publish it, I want it to go to a specific landing pad of readers, but it's not a great fit for any of the other Medium publications, I put it in Zulie Writes. I've made an effort to build it up to be readers who care about me, who care about what I have to say, and I publish stories semi-consistently in there to ensure that I retain that readership. Question/phase 5. What's the difference between a user profile and a Medium publication? Whenever you publish any story on Medium, no matter what, it goes to live on your Medium profile. If you also submit it to a publication and the publication accepts it, in addition to living on your profile, will also live on the publication page. So people who follow you will get that story, but people who follow the publication, but not necessarily you, will also be exposed to that story. Think of your profile as like your home base. It's going to collect all of your articles all in one place. You write your own bio, you can write your own about page, you can create your own call to action. It's all you on your profile page. A publication is like an additional themed layer on top of that. Some publications can hold stories from multiple authors at the same time. So that's the difference between a user profile in a Medium publication. Luckily, as I was editing this video today, Medium happened to send out an email with a literal list of publications. I had no idea this existed. So I'll paste the link here below. Medium does have a list of active publications. The strategy I'm about to share in this coming section of the video is still really valuable for finding new publications or publications that are specific to your niche or might not be on that list. So I still recommend watching it, but there is a list and I'm happy to share that with you. Publications crop up, die, go dormant, get banned, all kinds of stuff happens at such a pace that it's really hard to keep a good list of publications on Medium, the ones that are worth pursuing, the ones that are open to new writers, the ones that aren't open to new writers. It's constantly in flux. However, I have a 5-step process to finding the best publications in your niche. Ready? Let's go. Step number 1, go to the brand new Explore Topics page. So this is new. I was not aware of this before. Number 2, pick one you find interesting, maybe like horoscopes. This takes you to a list of all the stories that have been published with the tag, which is similar to Instagram or Twitter hashtags, horoscope. Select latest on the top bar, or you can type it into the URL. So this would be medium.com/tag/horoscopes/latest. Scroll down. Make a note of any publications you see. This tells you which are still active in that tag because they were published recently. For example, I see Astropagan and Metanoia Holistic Personal Development in the Horoscopes tab. So I know that those 2 publications were active within the last week. Now you're like, okay, but that's all the publications on Medium. How do I find out the ones that are best for beginners? What are the best Medium publications for beginners? I have made a whole video about this. I will link it here, but I will also give you the steps. Take that whole process I just showed you with that shortlist, craft that shortlist, and open each of the publications with 2 questions in mind. Number 1, are they open and are they welcome to beginners? Number 2, is there good engagement? Number 1 is important because you don't want to waste your time with publications that aren't interested in beginners. Leave them aside for now, come back to them later. Number 2, you can't afford to submit to publications, especially as a beginner, that don't have good engagement. You have to spend your time focusing on ones that have high engagement because you don't have very many followers yet. Here's how you find out each of those. So first, is the publication open to beginners? There are a lot of misconceptions here, so let me clear up a couple of things. It doesn't matter how big a publication is, it doesn't matter how esteemed or prestigious or intimidating you are or it is to you. You are only looking for 2 things when you figure out if a publication is open to beginners. Do they make it easy to apply? And this is a very easy test. Go to the homepage of the publication and see if it is instantly obvious how you submit to them. Now, it doesn't matter if you're a beginner or not. You can go to that publication, go to the submission guidelines, and submit your awesome article. Go for ones that are open, welcoming, excited to get fresh voices on the platform. They exist, they want your voice, you are going to find them. Okay, and step 2, is there good reader engagement? Like I said, this is super critical for you as a beginner. You want that landing pad to be as safe and as cushy as possible for you. Here's how you find out if a publication has high engagement. It's not about the followers. We're looking for the number of claps and comments on stories that have been published recently. So go to the publication's latest page. This shows all the stories that they've published in reverse chronological order. There's a URL for every single publication. So just go to the publication URL/latest. Look at the 10 latest stories that they published. How many claps? How many comments did each story get? Like I said, this isn't always the biggest. So for example, if a publication has, 1,000 followers and they're getting 50 claps and 1 comment on average per story versus 100,000 followers, but they're still only getting 50 claps and 1 comment per average per story, you want to go for the smaller one because proportionally that audience is more engaged than the bigger one. That's everything I know about what a Medium publication is. To summarize, a Medium publication is just a themed collection of stories. I think they're really good for beginners, and I think they are just a very solid resource for anybody on Medium. If you're interested in learning more about publications, I do sell a course for $69, Medium Publications 101. I'll include the link in the video description. Thank you so much for watching this video. I would love to hear what you think about Medium publications, and yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.